Welcome. My name is Nikki Underwood, and I am a Pre-K Quality Support Specialist with Georgia's Pre-K. This video series, Phonological Awareness, the Pathway to Literacy, is intended to provide an overview of the skills on the phonological awareness continuum and how each step on the continuum strengthens children's phonological awareness skills to build reading readiness. In this video, we will look at how the brain learns to read and discuss phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, and phonics. We will define those terms and discuss the differences. The brain does not develop reading naturally. Reading is a complex skill that the brain has to learn in multiple steps. The brain does not have one specific part or area designated for reading skills. There are multiple brain systems at work simultaneously in order to decode words and then apply meaning. The frontal lobe is responsible for phonological processing. This is the area of the brain that controls speech production and pronunciation. This is also where children will learn to read fluently, use grammar, and reading comprehension skills. The parietal lobe links the spoken language to the written language. It helps children use the oral language that they hear and assign the words meaning when written and store those written words into memory. This is where word analysis happens in the brain. The temporal lobe is the meaning center for auditory processing skills. It is where the brain processes auditory information and helps the brain apply meaning and context. This is also where the brain learns to read facial expressions and apply that into context as well. In the occipital lobe, this part of the brain is responsible for visual identification. This is the primary visual cortex of the brain and will help children recognize objects and identify their letters. Reading happens when the brain uses oral language processing centers and visual object recognition to translate spoken words into written words. When children are learning to speak and listen to language, their brains are making connections between the objects and word meanings. This is a ball. This is a cat. This is a bus. But children's brains are not trained to listen to the individual sounds of the words instead of the meanings. So you have to work with children to help them develop listening skills that they will use to focus on individual sounds instead of word meanings. So reading begins at the very beginning with language, when children are hearing language, beginning to understand language, and use language. Reading begins when children learn how to listen, how to tune into the sounds, and then apply those sounds later when looking at letters. Reading begins with phonological awareness. So what is phonological awareness? Phonological awareness is the understanding of the sounds of language. Children progress from simple to complex skills, moving from listening and rhyming to alliteration or isolating beginning sounds, segmenting sentences and words, on their way to learning how to identify, produce, and manipulate phonemes. Phonemic awareness is the most complex phonological awareness skill. Phonemic awareness is the understanding that words are made up of individual sounds or phonemes, and the ability to manipulate these phonemes either by segmenting, blending, or changing individual phonemes within words to create new words. Phonics is the association of letters to sounds. Phonics is a system of teaching reading by using letter-sound correspondence to decode and read new words. So what's the difference? In early education, we use these terms frequently: phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, and phonics. But we need to understand that these terms are not interchangeable. Each of these terms represents a different skill. Phonological awareness is a broad skill that involves the auditory and oral manipulation of sounds. Phonemic awareness is the most sophisticated level of phonological awareness skills. Phonemic awareness skills are at the top of the continuum. Phonics involves the association of letters and their sounds. So phonological awareness and phonics are not the same. When you are planning instruction for phonological awareness, you need to be reflective and think about the activities that you're planning to determine if they're appropriate for this time of your day. Phonological awareness activities should focus on oral language. Phonics instruction focuses on printed letters. So remember that phonological awareness activities should focus on auditory skills or listening skills, whereas phonics instruction uses visual skills. Phonological awareness activities should always focus on the sounds of language, the sounds that children are listening to within the language, while phonics instruction focuses on the visual representation of those sounds. Phonological awareness activities should help children learn to tune in and focus on the individual sounds of words. Connecting the awareness of those individual sounds to the letter representation is a phonics skill. Phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, and letter knowledge are all skills that children need to develop in order to be ready for phonics instruction and printed word recognition. Phonics instruction happens in kindergarten, and so pre-K teachers need to prepare their children by strengthening phonological awareness skills. Phonological awareness skills are developed on a continuum, which includes phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness is one piece of the phonological awareness continuum of skills and is the piece in between those listening skills and phonics. Skills should be introduced and developed in a progression from simple to complex to prepare for phonics instruction. Skipping past the listening, rhyming, alliteration, and segmenting skills under the phonological awareness continuum, skipping over those and heading straight for phonemic awareness may cause detriments and delays later on. So make sure that you are following the phonological awareness continuum when planning instruction for your pre-K classroom. You will see that the skills are listed in order from top to bottom, and they go from simple to complex. The bottom skill, listening, is the foundational skill, and along with rhyming and alliteration will help children learn how to isolate, match, and produce sounds. The next steps in the continuum include sentences and syllables. And this is when children are learning to segment sounds or break sounds into parts. Once children can isolate, match, and produce sounds, and they can break sentences into words and words into syllables, they are finally ready for phonemic awareness, which is the top two steps of the phonological awareness continuum and involves the skills of isolating individual sounds, manipulating, and blending those sounds. In the next video, video 2, we will look at the first skill in the phonological awareness continuum, listening. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the phonological awareness continuum. Teaching, reteaching, practicing, repetition, and intervention are key to ensuring that each individual child has strong phonological awareness skills and is ready for the next step on the continuum. Please watch the next video for more information on listening. And if you have questions relating to this video or any other phonological awareness issue, you can feel free to contact me at the email address provided on your screen, or you can contact your own pre-K specialist for further support. Thank you.